different story when it comes to building a business. To some, it's never an easy task to partake. And to some, they have very good stories of how they started from scratch and built their empires to profitability. And that's the reason why Bizna Kenya and MC Moments have partnered to bring you Biz Talks. Biz Talks. And here we shall be hosting mentors, people who have gone ahead of us, people who have created these empires, people who have also on the verge of creating these particular big businesses. And these lessons will be valuable for you, the business person, for you, the aspiring business person, the entrepreneur, so that at least you can make wise decisions when it comes to building that business. So every Friday at 8 a.m. on all Bizna platforms, that's the Facebook and YouTube. A very good morning and welcome to Biz Talks. Many thanks for joining us from wherever you are. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. You know, it's a bit of a season now, especially for businesses with the things that we are seeing, some of the changes that we're seeing, especially with fuel hikes. They say when the fuel goes up, many other things go up. But yet Bizna and at Biz Talks, we still have to keep having to converse, to encourage one another, sharpen one another, and see how we can navigate through these times. Because at the end of the day, ROI, your return on investments matter. Now, today on the show, my goodness, we have someone who has not shown up for some time. In fact, we've been asking ourselves, why hasn't he been there? And we have the CEO and founder of Bizna Kenya. Tonnie Mello is in the house. Good to see you, Tonnie.
Thank you.
You know, I mean, I don't know why. Why didn't we have you all those months back? I don't know. I
mean, this is an entrepreneurship show, and entrepreneurs don't do things for themselves.
That's true.
They do for people. So
they do for people.
We had to allow other people to come, sample it, do their thing.
Yeah.
And then at the right time, which I believe is now,
yes,
we are here.
By the way, speaking of that, first of all,
yes,
I need to serve you some tea as usual because I know you have seen us do this.
Yes.
So flip your cup. What are you going to have?
I'll do the lemon and ginger.
Lemon and ginger. And
yes,
this is courtesy of Melvin's, and we appreciate that.
Yes.
So are you going to have it with water, milk?
With water and milk.
Okay.
Yes.
Or with water and milk.
Yes.
You're a serious Kenyan.
Yes.
Anyway, have you seen yesterday, after the fuel hikes,
yes,
there was a rumor going around that Kenyans at 12 noon
yes,
will stop their vehicles wherever they are to protest.
Yes.
I don't know how successful that was.
Well, looks like
is it that Kenyans don't have the nerve, or is it that we are too tired, or we have surrendered?
No, Kenyans are actually very patient people.
Yes.
They give you time.
They give us time.
They give you time, but when the day comes,
yes,
then it's over.
Yes.
And
I hope that was enough for you. Right? So they give you time.
Yes.
So Kenyans are more patient. But hey, we are suffering, I tell you.
But
do you partake sugar or?
Yes, one sugar.
Okay, one sugar. Good. So, but I feel we could have done something better, maybe. I mean, I feel the cost is oppressive a bit, and it's a hike we have never witnessed before. I think you can take a teaspoon there to use it.
Fuel prices actually at their highest ever.
It's at their highest. Let me choose what am I going to have. I'll have, I feel like hibiscus. I got addicted to this. It's very nice. You don't need sugar. It's just fruity and all that. So guys, from wherever you're watching us from, karibu sana. Please let us know that you're there, that you're watching this conversation. We're going to talk about the journey of entrepreneurship with Tonnie Mello, CEO of Bizna. And this man, I tell you, he has done several, failed in many, and some are working as well. So he was going to tell us as it is. And how best than to learn from those people who have gone ahead of us. Now, the quick thing and the good thing is that we always say, don't be greedy, share with the needy by clicking on that share button so that people as well can learn. And, you know, tag a few people here and there. And remember to always tell me where you're watching us from so that at least we can give you a shout out. Tonnie, it's good to have you on the show.
Thank you, sir.
So, let me start straight on. When people ask who is Tonnie, who do you say you are?
I'm actually a fourth generation entrepreneur. Of course, it's a fancy way to say you know, it's vitu lazima uchoche.
Yes.
So, but anyway, it's basically, for me actually, I'm actually very proud of it, that my father, my grandfather, and my great-grandfather all be entrepreneurs.
Oh, were business people.
They were business people.
Wow, okay.
So, it's a title I carry with a lot of pride.
Yes. And
it's something I also wish to pass on to my kids. But again, it actually gives me the confidence that whatever lessons they've picked, I've also been able to benefit from that. And like personally, I've had the privilege of learning a lot from my father. Actually, my business mentor is my dad.
Absolutely.
Because I've watched him do business from when I was very young.
Yeah.
And to date, he's still doing business.
And he's still doing that.
So I'm still learning from him.
Lovely.
Yes.
That's interesting because, most of us were not acquainted to, dashing into business. But at least you've had those eyes. So for you, was it always, this is what I'm going to do as well? Maybe after your school days, or did you first of all venture into any employment, or you knew mimi ni biashara?
Like I said, I grew up in a business environment.
Sure.
My dad actually used to own a shop, which used to be run by my mom. So starting out, I got to understand how money is made.
Absolutely.
Which is something that I think sometimes a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
So from a very early age, I knew that I wanted to do business. In fact, I always wonder I should do other things, even studying.
Yeah.
Yes, I had problems. I started having even problems with teachers, even as early as primary school.
Wow.
Because if you remember, at least when I was in school, you find that after school, that's when teachers would do the extracurricular things.
Absolutely.
So like there would be choir, there would be football and things like that.
Yeah.
But for me, it was different. I would look forward for school to end so I can go to the shop.
Okay.
and stay with my mom. Of course, part of it, I believe, was just wanting to hang around the shop and eat sweets and some nice things. Yeah. And of course, when you're with your mom, I mean, she's always cooking, she's always doing something, she's always giving something. Yeah. So there was that. But then on the other part, I got to understand, to see and understand how money is made, because we'd buy a crate of bread, for example, in the morning. Yeah. At price X, and would sell that by evening. It's sold off.
Absolutely.
At X+1.
Yeah.
So I was like, I mean, why isn't everybody doing business?
This is money, yeah.
This is money. And then again, you see what the money is able to do. But from about the age of 6, I knew I wanted to do business. So after primary school, I went to high school. It actually got very interesting. Yeah. Because then I was able to be involved. Yeah. And because of the experience that I had, I was able to be of value to the business. Okay. To the point that by the time I was in class 8, my parents could actually go away for a day. And they're sure I'll run the shop. By the time I was in Form 2, they could go for a week.
Does that speak to many other people, especially parents who are doing businesses? And I'm speaking this because I have seen this a lot, especially with the Asian community. You go to the shops in town, and you'll always see, even a young kid serving you, and they're so willing and eager. And it's sort of like they're learning from that, and they will grow that. Does that speak to even us? Because rarely do you find, let me use myself as an example, us carrying our own kids to, teach them about doing the business that we are doing. I don't know. What has been your observation?
That's how it's supposed to be. But you see, I think the problem is a lot of people don't understand entrepreneurship. Okay. They take it to be some career that you manage by yourself. But when you understand where it's coming from and where it's going, because I can tell you, like the vision I have for Bizna, I cannot fulfill it. Wow. It will take many other people and many other years to become what it's going to be. I mean, a case in point would be something like Microsoft. Okay. I mean, the Microsoft that Bill Gates and Paul Allen was putting together in the 70s is not what it is today. You're right. Yeah, in fact, this week I was very shocked to learn that Bill Gates only owns 1.3% of Microsoft. What? 1.3%.
So the guy owns everything.
That's why, I mean, last year, I even kicked him out of the polls.
What?
Yes. The guy owns only 1.3. Yeah. So when it comes to doing business, and especially small business in Kenya, and in Africa, for that matter, it's very encourageable for the founders or the people who own the business to also involve and include their children. Previously, it was easier to send them to school because then getting a job was better. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was more prestigious. But now, even those jobs are not there. They're not there now. So you're better off just teaching your kid to run the business, because by the end of the day, I think now people have seen that even a small venture can become a big corporate. Absolutely. And now, even within a shorter time. Absolutely. Kitambo, it used to take you 30, 40, 50 years. Many more years or or even 20 years. But at least now, within a short time, you can be able to create the kind of environment and create value that even your kids can come in and be able to put it. You're right. Let me just give a shout out to some of our people watching. Chekumbe, Emmanuel in Athiriva, thanks a lot for tuning in. Geoffrey Alemba, you didn't tell me where you are, but watching as well. Lea Elisaba, Esilaba,
Taka Tego as well, and Mello STL. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and we keep the conversation going. So let's now shift to the business, Bizna. And I have to tell our viewers, every time we're talking about Biz Talks, and we always say that we're also doing, this is Bizna's child as well, in partnership with MC Moments. It's purely an amazing journey. So this is one of the products. But first of all, let's get from Tonnie. First of all, how long has Bizna existed?
Yes.
Of course, I know you have been an entrepreneur for many years, but let's first of all talk about this Bizna. How long has it existed, and why? Why did you start this?
Actually, this week we are celebrating our 7th anniversary.
Hey, happy birthday! We didn't carry you should have come with a cake, but anyway.
and balloons.
Hey, how did I forget that? But anyway, yes.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. I mean, we are low key.
Yes.
And I mean, just to digress a bit, the thing with business, it doesn't shout.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship actually doesn't shout.
It doesn't shout.
Entrepreneurs are guys who just do their thing.
Yeah.
And then the results will shout.
Absolutely.
But most importantly is just to get the thing done, because there's a drive. This is what you need to achieve.
Absolutely.
So if you stop to tell stories, you can imagine someone going to score.
Yeah.
Like Messi is going to score, and then he stops to tell you guys, now look there. It's a different story. Anyway, that is what it is. So Bizna is actually 7 years this week. And it's been a long journey.
Wow.
Those 7 years feel like a lifetime.
Yes, it's a lot.
But it's been a journey that we've really enjoyed, and we look forward to many more years and to a lot of growth. Now, Bizna came together as out of my own personal experience.
Yes.
In that, like I said, I always knew that I would want to do business.
Yeah.
And when I got out, I worked for a short time, of which I was just trying to raise capital. Because when I was growing up, at some point my mom got cancer and she died.
Oh,
and being an African enterprise, and there not being social protection, her sickness took away the business, because that was around the time that we were in school.
Yeah.
And at this point, I really want to encourage entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Please get insurance.
Yes.
Get medical covers.
Yeah.
These are things that entrepreneurs really ignore.
Very important.
Very. If there's anything that I can tell anyone today, if you're in business, you must get a medical cover, and you must have insurance. Yeah. From a personal accident to life covers, and from wherever you get it from. Yeah. But please get those things. If my dad's business was insured, it would not have died.
Wow. It would not have died. It would not have died. It would have been still there.
Yes.
And I think it's a culture that we need to work on, because people, yes, they have faith things will not go south, but things go south. I think that's a reality that we need to have. Thanks a lot for that lesson.
Yes.
So
let me just finish the
that,
story. Yeah. Out of my experience, I realized that there's need for someone to speak to issues regarding or concerning small businesses, because
absolutely,
unfortunately, small business in Kenya is a talk shop. There are two sets of people. There are the guys who are doing it and they need a lot of help.
Yes.
And there's some other guys who set up shop to talk about the other guys and make the money and then move on. I mean, and I can say this with confidence. I've sat in a lot of high-level meetings in this country to talk about small business, and I can tell you, more than half of those people have no clue what small business is all about. Because one, they don't own a small business.
They don't.
Secondly, they do not have even the intention. Yeah. They want to make money out of the small businesses. So after trying and working with a lot of the would-be people who are supposed to be supporting, I realized nobody's interested and nobody is actually going out of their way to make things happen. Yeah. So I was like, why can't I do what I can? You're right. With the little that I have. Yes. And try and help these guys.
Which is the mantra for everybody, which is important. Yes.
Exactly. And that's how we put together Bizna. Yeah. So Bizna, the vision is like I said, is much bigger than myself, I believe. And it's even something that could take a lifetime to achieve. But Bizna has three parts. The first part is creating a platform where we can begin to tell stories. Before Bizna, there were very few stories about guys who made it small and become something. Or guys who are doing their thing in a small way. Yes. The main stories were always Manu Chandaria, Vimal Shah, and Kirubi, the who's who. And then once in a while you find a small story tucked in somewhere.
Somebody's
you know, exactly.
Yeah.
So like we need to begin to tell these stories, because when the stories are told, then people begin to take interest.
You're right.
And then when the stories are told, then you know you can build on that. The second part is to help small businesses access markets.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you today, there are guys with amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we've hosted most of them here.
Absolutely.
Very amazing stuff.
And
people never get to know about them.
Yeah.
So it was to create that opportunity for these guys to also give them a channel through which they can access markets. And then finally, it is now to also build capacity for these businesses.
That's important, because that's a component that most people may not know. So I think you need to expand it a little bit. Go ahead.
So what happens with small businesses is in Africa, I believe, a lot of people go into small business or start businesses out of circumstance.
Yeah.
You lose your job, you start a business.
Like so many of them, you know, since COVID hit and we had the massive job losses, I think the government said it's about 700,000 plus in excess. The number of companies that were registered and businesses that were registered does never, it's a record breaking event in itself. So you're right on that. Go ahead though.
So a lot of people go into business out of circumstance. And so you find that they're actually not prepared. And the thing is, you see, you could be a very good communicator like you are, or you could be a very good lawyer. But no, the small business space is totally different.
It's a different thing.
It has nothing to do with
you just don't
law.
jump in.
Even a certified marketer or someone who's a marketer, when you start making tea leaves or sachets or milk or something else, you realize it's totally different. So you find that a lot of small business owners lack the skills that they need to run their businesses.
You know, I think I want to, you know, I call it a seller moment. You need to pause and think about that. That it's not just about jumping, selling and whatever. There's a skill that you need to learn, because you can always learn from other people. And you know, sorry, I'm also blowing my own horn. That's why we have That's why we have Bizna to sharpen one another, so that at least you just don't go in blindly. And thanks for highlighting that as well. So we have access to markets, we have building capacity, and even the conversations with business.
And conversations. And that's why, like for Bizna, our mantra is better business, better life. You know, a lot of people don't know. You know, it's business that determine the quality of life. It is businesses that determine the quality of life.
Whoa. Expound kidogo.
I'm pleased that my brother was involved with Melvin's team.
Absolutely.
In the earlier stages. Melvin's was his first employer. When they started, I think they only had one brand of flavor teas.
That must have been the Tangawizi or something, right? Yes, I remember
Flora
saying yes.
But look at the range of products.
And even the packaging.
I'm sure today some Mello, wherever he is, in Thika, he's looking at this and he's proud of what he started.
He's still there?
Yeah, no, he's moved on out to another company.
But he's proud.
But I'm saying he's proud to see what he started. So, and that is the story of business. That it starts somewhere and it goes somewhere else.
You're right.
And when and this is where I feel that people sometimes need to give it a little bit more thought. That when you're getting into business, it's actually a commitment.
Very true.
It's more or less like a calling.
Yes.
Because if you're going to make the change that you need to make and be able to deliver the value that you need to make, it means that sometimes you'll need to go beyond doing just the basics. Yes.
You know, I must, because I know we have had these conversations with you before, we have talked about, and I like what Bizna stands for, first of all. When you talk about especially access to markets, that has been one of the biggest hindrances. And it's out of now experience here with entrepreneurs. Some of them accessing even our own local retailers is trouble. Some of them just trying to get out of the border is another trouble. And sometimes you wonder, is the government doing enough to really support businesses? But I will be asking you those questions about what you see as the nature of it. But I'm still at Bizna, because my other question is, you pioneered these conversations of business in the country. I'm sure now you have had, as usual, Kenyans do copycats. We have a lot of them. So do you now have competition? It's good to ask.
Yes, we have a lot of competition, and sometimes the competition comes to your door. One of the, of course, we appreciate the guys who've started similar ventures.
Yes.
And I'm also proud to say that even the mainstream media has now begun doing stories.
Absolutely.
The same way that
they have
Bizna
actually
does.
really taken up.
Yeah, they
we
really
want
taken
to
up.
appreciate it. Let's just say thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Because now you understand
that.
what matters.
Yes.
By the way.
And that's a thing. You change the conversation. So we first we thank God.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that we have changed the conversation.
Yes.
Today when you go, some have whole sections about small business and entrepreneurship, and it's happening.
Yeah.
But there's another group of people who simply copy paste our content.
And then they say this is very...
They want it.
I don't want to say it's how Kenyans do, because some people say they don't do that, but people.
No, and you see, the problem is just the bad faith in doing that. Because you see, the thing is, I mean, someone has put effort to get this thing done.
Absolutely.
Then don't just pick it and do it. I mean, go and do your own thing, your own way.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Today, if you are, and I'll ask you a question. Today, if you are to set up a site and you want to do it on budget or whatever, how much do you think you'd spend to set up a site?
Oh, websites. My goodness. Last I checked, and forgive my figures, man, I have to cough about 30, 40K there, smelling to 50, depending on the quality and how it wants. Sometimes there are people even who will give you 100K figures.
Yes.
Tell me.
Can I shock you? Okay, can I share something?
Yeah. Share and shock.
I paid 250,000
250
to get the original business I done.
What?
Yes.
You know, let's call it with the other terms, $250,000.
$250,000. I spent $250,000, and not because I could not find the 20,000 people, but because I know what I wanted to put out in the market.
Okay.
I knew what I wanted. And that's the thing with entrepreneurship.
Yes.
That when you're an entrepreneur, what you need to do is usually very clear in your mind.
Wow.
If you're an entrepreneur, it is very clear in your mind. And one, you will never cut corners. Secondly, you will go all out.
Yes.
I'm not a rich man.
Yes.
You get. But spending 250,000
it's not
7 years
money,
ago
man.
tells you where I was. And to be honest, actually,
Bizna
was supposed to be a 3-6 month project. Yes.
What?
Yes. you know, after seeing how business goes, because the other thing also, again, with entrepreneurship is there are a lot of myths.
Yes.
The first myth is that people think that the whole essence of doing business is to make money. That is not.
It is not.
No. The essence of doing
touch on it.
The essence of doing business is to deliver value.
Wow, lovely.
And to solve problems.
Deliver value, solve problems. Absolutely.
So if you're going to do any business, ask yourself, what problem am I solving?
What problem are you solving?
And who will be willing to pay for it? There are many, many problems they can solve, but nobody is willing to pay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if nobody is willing to pay, there's no business.
No, you're right.
And if what you want to do
is
not clear, if you don't see a clear problem, then also take time and understand it. The other thing is, the other myth is, people always feel like I must do it now. You don't have to. If it's not clear, if you don't know your customer, if you don't know where the customer is, if you don't know how much they're willing to pay for it, don't get into it. Take your time.
In fact, you
understand this thing.
You've just reminded me, George was here and he was talking about strategy, and he said, first of all, do you have a market? And that's the point you're talking about, where is the customer? And the other thing as well that you've asked about is what problem or value addition are you doing? I hope you're taking notes, by the way, if you're thinking about getting into business. Wow, Tonnie Mello, my goodness, is in the house. Where are you watching us from? Many, many, many lessons to be taken home today. And you know, Bizna in itself is a business. And that's why we are looking at, there are competitions that you're seeing, people who just copycat whatever you're doing. I don't know what they are doing, by the way. And so definitely there must be things that you see and you're like, oh no, why are they doing this? So are there some concerns you have on the business environment that you've observed? Because I'm putting you on the spot because having done it for 7 years, just talking about entrepreneurship stories and all those kind of things, you've seen many businesses, you've seen heydays, you've seen things happen. And whether we'll talk about you and the many ventures that you've done and some that has closed down. But let's first of all close on this. What would you say is the business environment in our country? Is it super good, or are there improvements that need to happen?
Of course, there are definitely improvements that need to happen. But I think for me, the saddest thing about the business environment in Kenya is that a lot of people lose money in business. I mean, it's sad.
Yes.
If you, and think of your hood. there's one shop.
Yes.
You saw a guy come.
Yes.
3 months, close.
Oh.
Stays vacant for 2, 3, 4, 5 months. Another guy comes, 6 months, closed. You understand?
Yeah.
So when a guy is closing a business after 3 months, 6 months, sometimes even a year, trust me.
The latest statistics actually say, I think over 80% of businesses don't celebrate their 4th birthday. They die.
Yeah.
That Bizna has made it to 7th birthday, man. we have something to celebrate. My goodness.
No, we celebrate and we really thank God. Because for me, I think it has taken the hand of God to get us to where we are.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So let me touch on you a little bit more before we get to some of the challenges you've been facing as well. Let's talk about the many other ventures that you've done, because as you've said, you've had a journey. We're talking about a journey here.
Yeah.
What has been your journey? I know you may not mention all of them. How many were they by there about?
20. 20 to date.
You must write a book. 20 businesses. How many are dead?
Yeah, most of them actually. Well,
I love this because it's encouraging to many people. Somebody may have just done one, and they died, and they feel like they give it up.
And they
do not. I think that's the lesson, because Tonnie is still here. Tell us about it.
By the way, the other thing I think we need to say is that, okay, when you actually get to understand business, it becomes philosophical for you.
Yeah.
To the extent that you even realize that some people are not even supposed to be in business in the first place.
Yeah, and I think that's a reality that needs to hit people. There are people who are supposed to be supporters of businesses.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they need that.
Yes,
we need
and
that.
also in business, you also learn when to give up and move on.
Yeah.
Sometimes you fire even clients.
Yeah.
Not just work, you fire clients. I mean, personally, I fire clients. And I also let my businesses die. When it's time to die, I let it die.
Don't resuscitate something dead.
No. If a business wants to die, I let it die.
I like that.
Yes. Let it die.
You're not asking a hard question. How do you know this business wants to die?
You see, a business is like a child.
Yes.
I think you've seen images of a mother holding a 20, 30-year-old person. They're trying to breastfeed them. It is not supposed to be like that.
It's not supposed to.
You get? And that's what I'm saying, even Bizna itself. It was supposed to be a 3-6 month project.
Venture,
that if it's not going to work in 3 months,
you close it down.
Could have been fair and then give it another 3 months to 6 months.
Yes.
And for us, the key metric at that time was the numbers. And trust me, when we started the first month, the first 2 weeks, we actually got 723 views.
700?
723 views.
Not 1,000, just 700
views.
That must have been discouraging.
Yeah, very, very. But again, I knew.
Yes.
But by the time we get to the 3rd month, we were in the 30,000 mark.
Oh,
then I was like,
then I think hope,
there's something. By the time we're doing the 6 months, we are in the hundreds of thousands.
Lovely.
I'm pleased to say, last month, we almost did 1 million users, not views.
1 million?
Almost 1 million users.
It's a good number.
My friend,
yes.
Think of people, 10, 20, 100, 1,000. 100,000.
We don't have a hotel that can even hit 100,000. So you're talking to 1 million people.
Yes. So those are that's where we are at today, and that is the beauty of business.
Wow.
Coming back to the question that you asked, when you're running a business, you've got to understand where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And you've got to have milestones for the business. Give it everything that you can.
Yeah.
But then also set milestones, because you see, the thing is, you cannot keep doing something that is not happening.
Yeah, very true. You cannot.
You understand? So if it gets to a point and you feel that it's not meeting the milestones that you set for it, and you start getting frustrated, then it's time to move on.
To move on.
And look for something better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me,
absolutely. Go
so
ahead.
for me, I'll tell you, out of the 20 ventures, there's some.
Yeah.
A few.
Yes.
That never even took off. I meet Maina, we are all excited, let's register a company. By the time we are done, Maina is lost. And there's supposed to be a key whatever in this thing. Others you start and then you continue. At some point, like I'm saying, you see the milestones are not happening.
Yeah.
And so, because one of the things that as business people we do is that we use good money to chase bad money. in your mind,
good money to chase, but
you know this venture. Yes, you are excited and you had a plan for it.
Yes.
But you realize it is not just happening. If it's products, people are not buying.
Yes.
You get?
Yeah.
The product is not coming out the way you needed it to come out, and so it cannot sell. No, instead of folding that and moving on,
yes,
you continue pouring more money in the assumption that if I pour more money,
it will come back. It will get some life.
Yes. Then the other category of this is businesses that grow and thrive. And then someone comes and says, I'm interested in this. I tell them, one thing I always tell guys, if you offered me the right price for my car today, I will take it now.
Yes, take it, eh?
Immediately. Because see, that's life.
Yeah.
I mean, someone comes and offers me the right price for Bizna. Why would I want to keep it?
Okay. That's an interesting way of thinking, that sometimes it's good to let go when you have the right amount,
exactly,
the right price for it.
Because the other thing also, again, and I hope I'm not blowing my own trumpet of entrepreneurs.
Yeah, go
the thing is, you see, the whole essence of business, and most entrepreneurs actually, they don't have one vision and one dream. A true entrepreneur will have a lot of dreams. Yeah. If you took out Bizna today, trust me,
there is a plan.
In a few months, I'll be doing something else.
Yes, absolutely.
And in a few months or weeks or years,
yeah,
I'll be succeeding at it.
What you're saying, Tonnie, is that as a business person, then, because I'm also taking this in, you know, there is that element of reinventing yourself. Sometimes it could be actually on the same product, but creating a competitive margin by itself. Or, you know what, if one dies, which is the story of many entrepreneurs, by the way, if you still have that business that is still going on, you are good. I mean, if one dies, keep on, stand up, dust yourself, take another venture and push on, because there are lessons learned out of it.
In fact, in business, we say you don't lose.
Yeah.
You either earn or learn.
I've just remembered a statement by James Karundu, our resident entrepreneur coach.
Yes.
He says, falling forward, you know? Actually, not falling, it's failing forward.
Failing forward, yes.
Absolutely. So you keep failing, but you're going, you're moving, you're not stopping.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yes.
Hey, I tell you, I can see some comments coming in, I'll be reading through. Feel free to ask Tonnie any question that you may have. Some people are shocked that, you know, you started Bizna just for a 3 or 6 months venture, and now look at it, 7 years going on. So let's talk about the challenges. And I know you, through your ventures, some that you've closed down, some that you have resuscitated and now moving on. You have definitely taken in some challenges that are there, that are quite common for businesses, but even some that are just very personal to you. I'd like you to share a few. And of course, I know last year you also got some heat because of, not last year actually, when COVID hit as well. You're also part of the people who must have felt the pinch. How was it for you? So the challenges and, you know, how COVID was to you. There are many, I can tell you. Where do you start, right?
I think for me, the first challenge always is to have the right team.
Yeah, that's it. And by the way, there's a quote you put. There's a quote by the way, Tonnie sometimes has some wisdom. He releases some quotes and you read and you think through. But go ahead.
Yes.
About the team, yes.
The team. So that is always the key. Because you see, the thing with entrepreneurship and business, the vision, you will start the vision.
Yeah.
But it is a shared vision. The moment you get out there, like now, I can tell you for a fact, Bizna is a shared vision.
Yes.
A lot of people are contributed to what Bizna is today.
Yes.
And a lot of people have also benefited. You know, for a fact, that some of the people who have come for this show don't know me.
By the way, they don't know you. They don't know who you are, by the way.
They don't know others.
And there are amazing stories out of this.
But they are amazing stories. But you see now, if you look, it goes back to what we were saying. Like now, Azavi were here.
Yes.
You get, people got to know about them.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure they've sold.
Yes.
Baraka was here some while back. I'm sure he has sold.
Oh, Baraka,
I'm sure people know.
Butter.
You know, and that's the thing. So that is the whole license. But so for that to happen, you've got to have the right people. And the right people are, one, people who are competent.
Yes.
And two, people who own the vision.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a crop of people now who, when they get a job, and especially in a small company, when they're working for Safaricom and KQ and NSC, they are happy because they believe in the vision.
In the vision of the company.
And they'll give their all.
Yes.
When they come to Bizna, I'm working for Tonnie Mello. I'm working for Tonnie Mello. Why? You know, it's like I'm benefiting Tonnie Mello. But, and now this goes out to professionals and people who work for entrepreneurs.
Yes.
You are not working for me.
Absolutely.
I've just given you a platform for you to grow yourself. for you to become.
You know, this is touching me in the nerve, right? That we need to really, it's actually owning the vision.
Yes.
It's owning the vision.
Own the vision.
What are you seeking to achieve?
And even as an employee
Yeah.
or someone who's working in a company, I don't like the term employee.
Yes.
But if you're working for a company, if you don't feel the vision, my friend, move on. Even if you're working for something in a company and you don't feel the vision, or you don't agree with the morals. You know, sometimes it's about morals.
Yeah.
You are an accountant, but unataka hesabu kila siku. You're like, what is this?
What is this?
Unaambiwa hapana, weka hii hapa, weka hii hapa. These I want them to look.
Hey, Tony, this is hard to swallow because, you know, I'll ask you this.
Yes.
There's so many people that you have described. There are people who don't ascribe to the goals. There are people who, for them, it's just a paycheck. I get the money, I do my thing, I go, you know? And you're saying they could be very frustrated then there, first of all, and you're saying they should walk out. I know it's a debate for most people. Maybe you could be watching saying, how do I even just walk out, you know? I don't know, what sentence can you add on top of that?
You see, the thing is,
Yes.
if, think about it, if you do something you don't love,
Yeah,
how productive will you be? It's only a matter of time. You'll either leave or you'll be asked to leave.
you're right.
So, I mean,
you must at least have passion for it. That's what
exactly.
you're saying. Yes.
I'll give you one example.
Yes.
In one of the places that I worked,
Yeah.
a few places that I worked, when I was leaving,
Yeah.
the boss was like, no, and I hope he's not watching.
Yes.
The boss was like, of course, we had our own altercations,
Yes.
but when I told him I'm leaving, he was like, no, you're not leaving.
Yeah.
How can you leave?
Yeah.
You've been working the whole day.
Absolutely.
Because the day, end of the month, I had to delay
Yeah.
my announcement until end of the day.
Yeah.
I was like, up to 5 p.m. I was working for you.
Up to 5 p.m.
After 5 p.m., I'm no longer your employee.
Sure.
In my heart and mind,
Yes.
I was ready to leave.
Okay.
And we had a long discussion, and well, finally we agreed. Actually, I had to extend my stay because the guy also put valid, and that's the thing with entrepreneurship.
Yes.
You've got to give and take. You get, if
Yeah.
you go, and especially if you're working for an entrepreneur, and they're always right and bang in the table, you're in the wrong place.
You're in the wrong place. My goodness.
So you've got to allow people to nini. So for the challenges, I just want to touch on 3. So the first one is the right team.
Yes.
The second thing has to do with the product and the market.
Yes.
You know,
definitely.
are you getting the product right?
And
For
do you have a
the
market
right market?
for it?
You know,
Yes.
and is the market feeling your product? Sometimes you actually have very nice products,
Yeah.
but the market is not feeling them. And so if the market is not feeling them,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, someone can bring shoes that have speakers.
You know,
But guys are not feeling them. And this is not a preserve of
Yes.
small businesses. A lot of these big businesses fail. I mean, just that they don't tell us. And then they fail quickly.
Yeah.
Wakiona inini,
Yeah.
hold it and forget it and move on. I mean, you've seen with phone companies.
Yeah.
You know, there are models that come out and they really hype them. But after a few weeks, months,
Yes.
they're off the bucket. And you never hear that story. So guys have got to be cognizant of that.
Of
Make
that,
sure that
absolutely.
the product that you have
Yes.
is right
Yes.
for the market,
Yeah.
and the market is ready for it.
Absolutely.
And of course, that also has to do with the pricing.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you might have to add or
Yeah.
remove
Yeah.
on how much you put in it, because pricing, especially in Africa, is very key.
Yeah.
So don't bring tea bags
Yes.
that are going to cost an arm and a leg. People will go back to
Yeah.
what they know.
Wow.
And move on. Then the final thing
challenge,
about
yes.
challenge is around managing money. Unfortunately, most people think they need money, a lot of money.
Everybody
to
thinks
do
they want
business.
money first. Yes.
But no, the
Yes.
idea is managing money. And the worst thing, and actually something that has sunk a lot of businesses, is going and getting borrowing money and not managing it well. It kills even the business.
Loans, stuff like
Loans.
that. And
How many games have been auctioned the last couple of years?
Ooh, don't talk. I've seen even newspaper ads for auctioneers that are becoming more.
Yes.
There's a day it's almost dedicated to auctions.
Yes. No, there's one of the dailies had a bash for auctioneers.
Oh my
But they're
goodness.
giving them business. They have to appreciate them. So,
That's
so
so
around
sad,
managing
so sad.
money,
Yes.
I think a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we bite more than we can chew.
Yeah.
You get? I try to borrow when I must.
Yes.
Yes.
When you
And if I
must.
can't,
Yes.
I don't.
Wow.
Yes.
I think I like that word, when
But
you must. Yes.
one of the lessons I learned from my wife, who is a banker,
Yes.
very early in our marriage
Yes.
and in my business,
Yeah.
is that you also need to have a credit history.
Okay.
Don't just be some guy who the banks don't know. And for them to know, you have to borrow.
Which is the story of so many of them, because so many people tell me that, these banks don't want to give us anything. But what's your history with them?
What's your history? I mean, if they don't know, if you are not in their books, they cannot know you. So like in my case, she explained to me the concept and understood it. And I needed to buy a bike for one of my companies. So actually I went and took a loan and guaranteed it with cash. So I put in.
So you actually had the money to buy the bike?
Yeah, I actually put in more money. Imagine you want to buy a bike for 150,000. You put in 200,000 because they will have to discount. They won't give you the exact amount.
Yes.
Banks have their own
ways of doing
things. So they'll tell you if you want security needs to be at least maybe 25% more. So I actually put in more cash and I borrowed. Why? So I can build a credit history. And that's the other thing that entrepreneurs need to learn to do. Wow. That you don't have to sink yourself in debt. But at least create a credit history and then history. Grow. Even if you get to borrow 50,000 or 10,000 or even 2,000, start there and then grow. But at least because you see sometimes you'll get to a point where you will actually need the money.
Yes.
So if you don't have a credit history, they will look at you suspiciously.
So what you're saying, because I think this is a tip that most people don't know.
Yes.
I think it's also new a little bit to me.
Yeah.
That we actually, because I think credit scores are a bit foreign. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I have had that a lot with these guys abroad or something of that sort, So what you're saying is sometimes just build that credit rating because they will be familiar with you, that you take money and you give it back, all those kind of things. That's what you're saying. Yeah. And this can help you in the time of need.
Yes. And this is the way walking to a bank where you bank and tell them I want a loan. How much can you lend to me?
Yes.
They tell you 5,000, tell them fine, I'll take it. Take it, pay over 3 months, 6 months.
Yes.
Go back again. Earn more money. Trust me, they will from 5 they'll give you 20 or 30. Take the 30 again,
Yeah.
And then grow it like that. One day you walk in and they'll tell you, yeah, we can give you $1 million. In fact, sometimes they'll be calling you, especially if you pay back.
Yes.
And pay back well. And the truth is, you cannot do business without borrowing.
Yeah.
Yes. But don't be like someone that we were trying to assist at Bizna.
Yes.
He's like, I want money. What do you want? What do you want to do? I want to do fishing, to sell fish, and I want to do agribusiness, and I want to do carpentry.
Aye.
So give me money. But have you decided what to do? First of all, decide what you want to do, and then we will talk from there. Okay, I'll do the fishing. Give me the money.
You cannot be a jack of all trades,
Exactly. So the thing is, you need clarity of mind. Again, you also need to have the business going before you get into all this borrowing business.
Okay. I'm about to get into some of the leadership lessons you've learned through, but I want to end with Bizna by asking, what's the future? What future do you see now? This baby who was supposed to maybe prove themselves worthy in 6 months is now 7 years old. What's the future from where you sit now?
So the future of Bizna, and now this is a pitch. The future of Bizna is to create a network of entrepreneurs across Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, millions strong.
Yeah.
Of entrepreneurs.
We
already started in Kenya. So in Kenya we have Bizna Club. And the beauty of Bizna Club is that we are doing what a lot of people don't do. You know what you do as entrepreneurs? I go make a deal with MC.
Yes.
The next thing I'm going to eat at Intercon closed. I'm going to eat at Serena.
Yeah, or Kempinski.
You get?
Yeah.
And then, so you wonder if I take all my money and then I go shop in these high-end places. So if I'm going to be making my money here and go and spend it there, when are we going to grow?
Yeah.
Or these other people? There's this escapism thing that a lot of us have.
Yeah.
What we are telling people is, let us learn to grow one another.
Absolutely.
Today, when MC goes and makes a deal, you go and look for Robert Ocheng, who runs Abojani.
Yes.
And you go and invest your money.
Yeah.
When Abojani gets that money, he goes to Odipo.
Yes.
He buys 15, 16 spices.
Yes.
When Odipo does that, he goes and looks for Martin Kibati. Sage events.
Yes.
Nikona event, 15, 16.
Yes.
You get?
Yeah.
So we want to create that now we start doing business with each other. And I want to tell entrepreneurs, my friend, we only have each other. We only have each other. These guys in business and the corporate guys, they are doing their thing.
They are on their own.
And it's working for them.
And it's working
you see, like when they get broke, wanaongeza fuel. and the other thing is, and by the way, a few have amazed me, but this one really amazed me.
Yes.
The ease with which corporates and rich people support each other is out of this world.
Yeah.
Business deals worth hundreds of millions and billions are discussed like this.
Just on the table like this.
On the table, niaje hii kitu.
Yes.
Situfanye lini.
And billions are exchanged.
Kuja. Everybody calls their people. Kuja. Yes. Structure this thing and it's done. I'll give you an example. One time I met Manu Chandaria. We were in a meeting. Like, Manu, we like to do this for small businesses. He just took his card at the back, wrote a number. He told me, this is my number. Yeah. This is the number for my manager in at the factory. Yeah. Go, he'll sort you out. You have a problem, call me.
What?
Yes.
Just like that?
Just like that. And so that is what we want to create, that we will begin to grow and support each other, because that is where that is a secret for growth. Yeah. Secondly is with Bizna Club, then we'll also be able to consolidate and negotiate. Can you imagine today if Bizna Club had 100,000 members? Yeah. Trust me, we'll walk to any organization and we tell them what we want. Yeah. We'll go to Telcom and tell them we want our own tariff for calling. Because 100,000, where are you going to get 100,000 people from?
Absolutely.
They are looking for those people. We'll go to a bank and tell them this is the rate that we want. Yes. And they'll give us.
Very true.
So that is what,
because you have the power of the people.
Yes.
And I think this is a powerful vision, because I think that's where, as you have said, we only have each other. Yes. There's the power that we have underestimated of networking and of being together and really exchanging goods under of course, the principles of trust, quality, and all those kind of things. And it's possible to do these kind of things. Because I think there's also another very bad culture, which I'll ask you to address as well, of mistrust and cutting shortcuts that sometimes can be a hindrance. But of course, we should not allow some rotten tomatoes to spoil the bigger picture of the vision.
No, I mean, it happens. Okay, first of all, there are a lot of people masquerading as entrepreneurs. Yeah. I mean, guys who've come in to make a quick buck, quick deal. Yeah. And those are the guys who end up shortcutting. But like I told you, when you actually think and get to understand business, it becomes philosophical for you. It actually becomes like a calling. Yeah. Because you understand where you're going. I mean, you can imagine now, like today, how far we've come with Bizna. But you've seen where, for us to get to the hundreds of millions across Africa. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're right. I can't do that overnight. The other thing also is we also want to create those opportunities where the people are. You see, sometimes you find that the business community, for example, in a place like, say, Kitui, their needs, their problems, their circumstances are very different. So they need to be able to get together in that environment. But then they get together with those guys and also be able to interact with maybe someone else in a place, say, Homa Bay. And we begin to see how we can synergize. Okay. The guys in Kenya to synergize with the guys in say, Malawi or South Africa. And and grow. When I sit and see all this, like the FCTA, all these, EAC as well, the borders are really opening up, but I feel you can't just dash out to those borders if you have not even broken the Nairobi County border, And of course, it's good to have a vision, but start networking with your people. Let even referrals come from as far as wherever, because of what you're doing and what people are seeing. But people are not networked, so you see, it can't happen. Yeah, it won't happen without networking. No. That's the reason why. Exactly. So, by the way, now that you've mentioned about Bizna Club, how do someone who's an entrepreneur watch it, join this club, so that at least they can start networking? Yeah, you visit the site, of course, biznakenya.com. Yes. You'll see a tab for the club, or you visit our Facebook page, which is Bizna Kenya. Yes. You will find our contacts and then you join the club. Yes. The club, there are 3 member types. There's individual, for guys who are in college, guys who are, want to start business, guys who are employed and they are thinking of going into business. Then there's a business category, which is now for SMEs. And then there's now corporates. If you are corporate out there, you want to support small business people in a meaningful way. Because in Kenya, there's a lot of using people. Using people, right. Yes, there's a lot of using of people. Yeah. Then you have, as a corporate, you have a chance to come and interact with these guys meaningfully, and also be able to get feedback and actually interact with the real people.
Yeah.
And you know the real problems and the real issues.
Absolutely.
And then because that way now you create value for everybody. If it's a corporate, then they'll be able to get value. If it's business, they'll get value. If it's someone who wants to start out in business, they'll also be able to get value.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wow. Let me just get into a few comments here and there, because we might speak and then end ignoring our people. Rachel Blessing as well, tune in. Dan Kanchenko, thanks a lot. Following Mona Magina, great talk. Najma, a very big fan of the show, watching from South B. Power of supporting each other works, absolutely. I've seen my friend as well, George Martin Muse. He was right here. There's the man behind Immigration Consulting.
Yes.
He says, regards to Tonnie. Yeah. And then he said, I look good with this shirt. Oh my goodness, it's time to mention Spot On Apparels. Spot On Apparels, if my producer can actually run it down, if it's there. Spot On Apparels is the place to get such amazing.
And we need to feature Spot On Apparels on
Yes,
Bizna.
they are coming. I'm just looking for the 10th shirt, and then they come. Sorry, they didn't hear that. Anyway, but yeah. So, and actually George is saying he's also getting one from there. So you can see it's running there, Spot On Apparels, if you want one.
We'll feature some of their designs also on Facebook.
Yeah, and Spot On, by the way, you need to also get some Spot On as well. I've just put you on the spot as well. I like the word Spot On, by the way. Putting you on the spot right there. Yeah. Oh, Wangari, she's watching from KAM, saying that what a great conversation, always looking good, and of course made it in Kenya. Yes, we are all about buying Kenya, building Kenya, and you can see from our shop, we have a shop here. And by the way, you have a product and you really want to talk to us. We'll see what we can do. Now, let's get, oh my goodness, how much time do we have? We're about 9 minutes or so.
But
so we can quickly, I know. I told you these conversations really go on.
Yes.
So let me shoot some quick fires to you.
Yes.
About just leadership and, from your observations. And the first question will be managing people. Of course, you've talked about getting the right team, as a challenge over the time. And so sometimes it's all about also how you manage it so that at least you can, achieve your goals. What would be your advice in terms of managing teams or the people who are working with you?
Be authentic. Sometimes we should change people.
Yes.
you tell them one thing,
yes,
and they come and find something else. And even also the people being hired, they also promise something else.
Absolutely.
And something they are not even planning to deliver on. So I think the idea is people should be authentic, and especially for the employers. And don't fear to start small. Sometimes some actually the best guys are the guys who come with little training, little everything, but because they believe and they are willing, then it happens.
So I think also being authentic, correct me if I'm wrong, means sometimes being real of how even the business is doing to the people that you're working with.
Of course. And having those difficult conversations.
Yes.
Of course, as an employer, I've had to let people go.
Yes.
And sometimes it's not even because you want to let them go. But if you're not able to pay people, and I always tell entrepreneurs, if you're not able to pay someone, let them know.
Yeah.
And let it be a decision.
Yes.
If you want to stay, this is the situation, this is the circumstance. But hoodwinking people, I hear someone saying, I've not been paid for 4 months. I'm like, what do you mean? How?
Yes.
Is the guy paying rent? you understand?
You're right.
Yeah, you cannot be paying rent and not paying people. Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah. Because
what do you mean?
That's using people.
And you see, people forget.
Yeah.
I always tell my guys that, you see, between me and the guy who works for me, we are the same.
We are the same.
We want to take our kids to good schools. We want to eat well. We want to live well.
Yes.
We want,
Yeah.
You get, when I'm having, last week was Mali, my daughter's birthday, 9th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to her.
Mali, yeah.
Yes.
I want her to celebrate. We want to celebrate as a family.
Yes.
A milestone. So that is also what everybody else wants.
Absolutely.
So when you're not paying someone, and sometimes we find that someone is actually living large, and they are not paying salary. So be authentic, be real with people, and especially have the difficult conversation. And also even when people are not performing, have a conversation. Sometimes it could be something that is without, and also provide an opportunity for them also to tell you when you are
I've picked so many things
when you're not performing.
When you're not performing, right? And empower them big time.
And empower them, yes.
So this is going to be now quick fire because of time.
Let's go.
Let's see this. Your biggest failure and lesson that you learned out of it.
Simple. Never invest in a business you do not understand.
Wow.
I keep forgetting.
Yes.
But that is the key lesson.
Never invest in a business you don't understand.
If you don't understand it, leave it.
Leave it. So I wanted you to give that example.
Yes.
Did you get into one and
oh
oops.
Yes. I started a laundry business.
A laundry business. I thought that would be very nice, but anyway.
Yeah. No, it was not.
And then money sank with it.
No. I was shut down. But also what I was doing was not right. I brought laundry machines into the office.
Into the office? Oh.
The office that I had, I mean, I've got into this new venture.
Yeah.
I put my money.
Yes.
And I have office space.
Yes.
Siweka hapo kwa kona.
No,
Of course, I was doing that as I was organizing myself to move them. I mean, you see, the thing with entrepreneurship is there's a lot of trial and error.
Yes.
And sometimes you just have to make do with what you have.
Yeah.
But again, don't stretch it too much.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. How do you define success?
Success.
I know.
It is achieving what you originally intended.
Okay.
And adding value to the people
that you're serving,
and also to yourself. If business was not successful, I would not be in business today.
Okay.
And I want to add that true entrepreneurs are not desperate. I'm not in business today because I don't have anything else to do.
Yeah. Oh.
I was fortunate to do my 2 degrees back to back in 6 years.
In 6 years.
And if I was not doing business today, most likely.
By the way, your degrees in business? It's just
I did education and literature.
You're a teacher.
Yes. I could be writing, I could be teaching.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of things that I could be doing today.
Okay.
I'm also a certified mentor, so I could also be mentoring. Okay. So the thing is, focus and do what you're good at.
Excellent. Still on the quick fire. What would you say are the top 3 career skills, maybe top 2 or top 3 career skills needed to be a successful entrepreneur?
What?
I know, like top 2 or top 3 skills for you to be a successful entrepreneur.
What do you mean by skills?
I don't know. Maybe something like you need to be resilient, or you need to be, I think that it's a skill maybe, I don't know.
Okay, I don't think I understand, but the thing is, first of all, is that you need clarity.
Okay.
You need to be very clear on what you want to do. Like I said before, if you're not clear, wait until your mind settles and then you can move. The second thing is timing. There's a study that was done and they discovered that out of all the key success factors, the most important is timing. And they're looking at things like capital, business idea, they're looking at business system, all these things. They realize that the most important thing is timing. No, you can have the best of ideas, but if the timing is wrong, you will fail.
Those are the skills we're talking about. So there's another one here. What's your advice for people who have gotten a lot of criticisms and cut down on their businesses? What's your advice for entrepreneurs who have failed?
I think you move on. You move on. Like I said, don't give up on something that is not working. But if you are clear on what is happening. And you see that the thing is, like I said before, unfortunately, a lot of us define success as having money. Do you know today, for me, one of the most important success factors in business is just longevity. Yeah. My friend, you cannot do a business for 10 years. And it's not working. There's something that is working for it to be on for 10 years. Like you said, almost 80% fail before their 3rd birthday or their 5th birthday.
Absolutely.
So that tells you that there's hope.
I'm trying to see through the questions because, my goodness, guess what? It's 9. So, so, what's your advice to someone who wants to be a better version of themselves? Somebody wants to they feel, oh my goodness, Tonnie talked about, need to constantly keep challenging yourself so that you're even looking at timely things. What would be your advice to someone who just wants to better themselves so that at least they can take up maybe more challenges?
To lack courage. A lot of us don't do a lot of things because we lack the courage.
Okay.
Failing, I mean, like I've said, I've failed so many times.
But
to me, honestly, it doesn't count. because I move on to the next thing.
Yes.
Yeah, so pluck the courage to do the right thing.
Yes.
And if you fail, again, pluck courage.
Yes.
To do something else and try again. Success will come your way.
Okay. You know, people will fight me if I don't say who was here. So, but be thinking about your legacy and, of course, your final advice as we close down. Let me just read a few comments here. First of all, on YouTube, we have Kinudi Amboro, you're such an inspiration, sir. Oh, someone is saying, no, thanks a lot, and really shouting out on that. Okay. Ruth Musembi, my teacher. Great interview. Thanks so much for watching as well, and even sharing. Kevin Wabungo is saying we can extend this session, please. Business people have to go and work. Yeah, absolutely. Martin Muchoki Minor, excellent talk and advice. Absolutely. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Of course, even our own Bizna team is watching. They're saying when we come together, great things happen. Absolutely. Join the club as well. Pauline is saying, yes, you agree that we should extend. We're time anyway. But absolutely, very amazing comments here and they're coming in. So let's talk about legacy. We already passed time.
Yes.
The legacy you want to leave behind. Oh my goodness, it's going to be huge because I want you to talk about legacy.
Yes.
I really feel we need to advise young people and people, especially who are in employment and feeling, I want to get into business as well. So I would want you as well to give them a nice final advice as well. Yeah, and your parting shot. I know I've asked you 3 things, at the same time. First of all, what legacy do you want to leave behind?
I mean, it's basically the Bizna legacy is the Bizna mantra.
Yes.
Better business, better life.
Yeah.
I want to urge people, and I hope that I will inspire many people to get into business and make a difference.
Absolutely.
Because that will mean there is with more sophisticated, more complex, better value, better quality of goods and services. And that is what will improve the quality of life.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So after legacy, advice to people, either young people or people who want to venture into business.
Yes.
What would be your quick advice to them?
My quick advice is, again, take courage, do your thing, but also be clear.
Yes.
And don't think that something is too grand.
Yeah.
Don't think that your idea is too different.
Yeah.
It is those different ideas that the world needs today.
Wow.
The different ideas and the different type of thinking is what the world needs today. So venture out there, do your thing. And the other thing is for the guys who have money and the guys who can, please invest in these businesses. Of course, I will be retiring from Bizna in not so long ago, and so not so long a time. Yes. And then I want to get into investing. I want to start putting money. Of course, it will be little money. I'm not a rich man. Yeah. So I'll be putting little money in businesses, and it is more to just encourage guys and to nurture those dreams. Okay. Yes. Tonnie, I know I have almost about to tell you to give your parting shot, but I have to ask you this question because yesterday I was a bit frustrated. Please do. First of all, somebody in this country, a whole CS, was being accused of embezzling some hundreds of millions, and then he gets a 6-year jail term or a 3-point-something million fine. First of all, the hundreds of millions versus 3 points. Looks like a very nice way of doing business, but it's very sad, honestly. I feel something really needs to be checked on this judiciary system. But my quick question is this. You have had sometimes instances where you had to say no to lucrative businesses that have made you maybe a billionaire. And I'm just talking about integrity. I don't know, I want you to comment on that and encourage people, because doing business with government looks like it's a no-go wants to really stand in for integrity. And we have had entrepreneurs here come, even county government sometimes, because your payments will be delayed because of procurement, someone has not received what. Or some people even asking you for money first before even doing business. Others are telling you, you have to give us our cut, whatever those cuts. Doing business is like, no, especially with government, I'm saying that. I don't know, what's your comment on that, because you've had an experience? One, on the issue of corruption and guys who get deals. No, guys, I mean, they are basically deals, because if you are being accused of stealing 100 million and you have to pay 2 million, 5 million, for me, one, it's ridiculous, criminal, right? Yeah. It's criminal. It's criminal. Yeah, it's criminal on the system. Yeah. Number two, I would like to say shame on you. Yeah. On the guys who are doing that, because you see, they are doing injustice, not just to us, but to our children. Because, I mean, it's quick math. If I'll steal 100 million, you ask me for 5 million, I'll give you the 5 million before end of day. Yeah. Most of these guys, they just make one call. Absolutely. And the money is paid. Yes. So that is that. Second thing is that by the way, with corruption, it is not one size fits all.
Yes.
Unfortunately or fortunately, there are a lot of there are a lot of government officers who are straight and honest.
Yeah. There are some
very many. And there are very many
people
who do business with government.
Lovely.
Honest business. And they make money.
Yeah.
You get, without the cuts and everything, they are able to do their business, and sometimes they get paid. Of course, a lot of it has to do with having very nice PR.
Yes.
And talking to people nicely, because again, also sometimes as entrepreneurs, also we miss the point.
Yeah.
You know, we go there and you feel like you are the boss of everybody, and you start bossing people around.
Yeah.
And the guy was supposed to say, you're just like, anyway, so that is the point. So it's not one size fits all.
Yeah.
And so as in, people should not fear. Don't fear to do business with government because of corruption. But finally, corruption and stealing is a choice.
Yes.
Corruption and stealing is a choice.
It's a choice
that you as an entrepreneur make. I have had a lot of opportunities to do these things.
Yes.
Some of them I was even told.
Yes.
Just send the invoice. No, send the quotation and the invoice.
Yes.
No, could you check cash? And I was, and this is our cut. You know, and it's not things of the 1924. These are things of this year, last year, the year before. Yeah. So the thing is, it's just a choice that you have to make, because you will have to live with the consequences of that.
Yeah.
Just the guilt alone.
Yeah.
You know, and I always tell guys, when you're stealing, you're not just stealing from anonymous people, you're stealing from me and everybody else who pays taxes. I mean, you heard what the president says. How much is lost a day?
2 billion.
2 billion.
Oh my goodness.
So when the fuel is going up, if you are a corrupt person, kudos, you've achieved your dream.
But you know,
because when they steal, someone has to pay for it.
Absolutely.
You know, in business, we say there's no free lunch.
Someone has to pay for it. You know, I honestly say this: if you see any Kenyan that is suffering, just knows that somebody somewhere has withheld what should have been theirs. And this is some of the deals that we're seeing. But I want to tell you this, I mean, and this is my sort of like ending, that their days are numbered. Their days are numbered. I don't know, in between that, I think you have given a parting shot. Let's say something.
I'm good.
Excellent. So, and just to really appreciate the people who do business with integrity here. And at BizTalks, we are saying we are here and we stand for integrity. And of course, remember, you can always throw in your chats here and there. Let us know where you are, and we can always. Tonnie, you have something? Yes.
Please, if you are watching this show, please follow us on Facebook, Bizna Kenya, and also please subscribe to our channel.
Our YouTube channel.
Bizna TV channel, and also
absolutely, it's Bizna TV.
Bizna TV,
yes.
And also subscribe, and also that thing for alerts is called what?
Yes, click on that bell.
Click on the bell,
so
that you can also get Nini. And today we'll give 500 shillings airtime to 5 people who subscribe.
Yes.
Or like our page, and actually subscribe to the YouTube channel and also like our page. Share on our social media channels, and my team will get back to you today with airtime. If you do not get that airtime, call me or chat me on my social media.
That's
I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm seeing some of my team members here are rushing into
please do.
Have you done that? Take a screenshot, share with us so we can know that you have done it.
Yes.
Hey, this has been so deep. I'm even wondering how to end it.
But that's okay. We thank God for the opportunity. Thank you so much for hosting me.
Yes.
I mean, we start together with you many moons ago.
Yes.
We came up with the idea, and of course, we had to give other people a chance.
Yeah.
Because we are not doing this for ourselves. We are doing this for everybody.
Absolutely.
And if anybody wants to be on this show, please get in touch with Bizna.
Get in touch
with MC Moments.
Absolutely.
And we'll be happy to host you here. We'd love to tell your story.
Yeah.
And we'd love for you to also inspire Kenyans and the world at large.
I'll end with this comment on YouTube from Marvin Stone Thelst. Sir Tonnie, this gentleman, glad to know you. He says it as it is. And I can't think of a better mentor for anyone. Thank you for this enlightenment. Wow. And he says, we have to host you again. His name is actually Kinuthia. Thanks a lot for that, by the way. Thanks a lot for watching. I have so many ways I could end this, but let it end there. All the best, BizTalks, and thanks for tuning in. Keep working. Bye-bye.